Welcome. My name is Despina and I work at the European Executive Agency for Education and Culture. This session is dedicated to the Erasmus Mundus action, and in the following moments you will learn all about the opportunities that this action has to offer to higher education institutions and to students from all around the world. Let's start first with a little bit of history. Erasmus Mundus is now 20 years old. In fact, it was launched back in 2004 by the European Commission, and since then around 585 Erasmus Mundus Masters projects have been funded and around 34,000 students have received scholarships to study in these programs. Today, as part of the Erasmus Plus, this action consists of two independent lots, the Erasmus Mundus Joint Masters and the Erasmus Mundus Design Measures. The geographical scope of the program is broad and truly international, not only for the higher education institutions, but also for the students that are involved. As you can see, European Union member states, Erasmus Plus associated countries, as well as the rest of the world may all participate. So what is an Erasmus Mundus Joint Master? It is a high-level integrated transnational study program at master level. This master program is built around a fully integrated curriculum, and it is designed and delivered jointly by a group of higher education institutions from different countries around the world, and we call them a consortium. Erasmus Mundus projects are masters of excellence in terms of their overall quality, but at the same time they are open to all academic disciplines and thematic areas. The master programs offer high-level scholarships to excellent students worldwide. The studies also include a compulsory physical mobility for all the enrolled students. The masters can also invite international scholars and guest lecturers that enrich the training, teaching, and research activities. For the students that successfully complete these master programs, they receive either a joint or multiple degrees. The main objectives of the Erasmus Mundus Joint Masters. Of course, one of the main objectives is to increase the attractiveness of the European higher education area and to promote further collaboration among higher education institutions in Europe and beyond. Another important part is to support the European Union external action in higher education and to create further synergies between higher education, innovation, and research. These programs provide excellent academic education to the students enrolled, but they also improve their competencies, their skills, and their overall employability. As you can understand, it is very important for the Erasmus Mundus action to remain relevant to the social and labor market needs, and therefore the involvement of employers is a central element throughout all the stages of the master program. In addition to offering excellent quality education, these study programs must include joint mechanisms in their design. And what exactly does that mean? It means that the master program is based on a jointly created and fully integrated curriculum. The consortium of partners decide, plan together, and implement together all the different aspects of the master program. This can be, for example, a joint student selection, the student evaluation, the common services offered to the students, the mutual recognition of the learning outcomes, the promotion of the course, as well as different administrative procedures. The consortium must demonstrate that it can enroll excellent students worldwide and should develop a joint modality for the delivery of the diploma. In fact, the diplomas delivered must be recognized by all the partner institutions and in all the countries where these higher education institutions are based. The funding for the Erasmus Mundus Joint Masters is provided for a fixed duration of 74 months. This funding consists of a budget of up to 5 million euro. And with this, the Joint Masters commit to run at least 4 academic editions of this program. They also commit to enroll a certain number of students for each academic edition and also to provide scholarships to the best students that apply. They should also organize the compulsory physical mobility for all the enrolled students. This means that they should organize at least 2 study periods in 2 different countries for all the enrolled students. As I mentioned earlier, this action is open to higher education institutions from all over the world. In order to participate as a coordinator or as a full partner, institutions must be legal entities established in any country worldwide. Of course, other public or private organizations may also participate, but not as coordinators. So how many institutions can there be in an Erasmus Mundus consortium? The minimum number is 3 higher education institutions from 3 different countries. Out of these countries, 2 must be European Union member states or Erasmus Plus associated countries. However, consortia usually develop larger partnerships, and also they can involve other academic or non-academic organizations as associated partners. The universities involved in the program should respect certain requirements, and you can learn more about these requirements through the Erasmus Plus program guide. However, one of the most important requirements to mention is that the coordinator and the full partners of the joint master must present official proof of the accreditation of the diplomas that the consortium intends to award to the students. If all this sounds rather complicated, this is a real example of an ongoing Erasmus Mundus joint master. This is SMACS, the joint master in smart cities and communities. This program is coordinated by the University of Mons in Belgium, and it is delivered jointly by the University of Mons and 3 more full partner institutions: the University of the Basque Country in Spain, the International Hellenic University in Greece, and the University of Vaasa in Finland. Together with these institutions, there are 54 associated partners, not only academic partners, but also industrial partners, research centers, municipalities, and public bodies. Each Erasmus Mundus master can design their own study path. In this master, the students select a mobility path at the beginning of their studies, and this determines to which institutions they are going to study in the following semesters. For example, in this specific master, the students can select between studying in Spain or Finland for semester 1 and 3. For the second semester, they can choose between studying in the University of Mons in Belgium or going to Greece. And the fourth semester is fully dedicated to the planning and to the work of thesis. Of course, depending on the mobility path of the student gains different specializations. The students that successfully complete this master program receive the joint master degree in smart cities and communities. They can also receive a joint diploma supplement, and also they have the possibility to receive multiple degrees depending on their study path. The second important target group of the Erasmus Mundus action is, of course, the students. The program is open to excellent students worldwide, and it offers scholarships of €1,400 per month to the best students. If you would like to participate and study in an Erasmus Mundus Joint Master, please visit the Erasmus Mundus catalog. This is where you will find listed all the ongoing Erasmus Mundus Master programs that offer scholarships at the moment. You are invited to apply directly through the websites of these programs. And as you can see, if you as an individual or your institution would like to participate and be involved in an Erasmus Mundus Joint Master, there are different types of involvement possible. A good entry point is to be a guest lecturer or a scholar. Many running Joint Master degrees, they organize open calls for applications for scholars and guest lecturers, but you can also communicate directly with the coordinators of the joint programs and discuss the possibility to contribute to their curriculum. Being a scholar will give you a first glimpse into the overall structure of a joint master and all the different elements of this type of programs. Another possibility for an institution is to be involved as an associated partner. This is a less demanding role, but still you will be able to offer internships and you will be able to co-supervise the thesis of the students. Also, any type of organization or institution can become an associated partner even in ongoing projects. Obviously, the most demanding role is to be a full partner institution or a coordinating institution of a joint master. This implies a very strong commitment, and it means that you are ready to take full part in the preparation and in the implementation of a joint program, the curriculum, the selection of students, and the hosting of international students. Also, if you are a coordinator, this means that you have a very good knowledge of the Erasmus Mundus action and preferably some relevant experience. If you're interested in setting up an international joint master but you are not yet ready, then an Erasmus Mundus design measure can be a very good starting point to get involved as an institution. Indeed, as you can understand, setting up an international master program is a lengthy and time-intensive process. This is where the Erasmus Mundus design measures come to bridge the gap and to offer to institutions the good time framework and a collaborative context to prepare for a joint master. In fact, the objective of the design measures is exactly this one: to encourage universities to develop new, innovative and highly integrated master programs. The structure of a design measure project is quite simple. These are projects of a very short and fixed duration of 15 months. They support institutions in setting up new joint master programs. There is only one applicant and one recipient of the EU grant. That is a lump sum contribution of €60,000. But this applicant needs to mobilize and identify a group of other institutions with which they intend to work in setting up the joint program. The EMDM is an independent funding scheme in the Erasmus Mundus action. This means that there is no obligation to implement and design measure project before applying for a joint master. At the same time, if you have received funding for an Erasmus Mundus design measure, this does not mean that you will automatically receive funding under an Erasmus Mundus joint master. This action is open to higher education institutions from eligible countries. The institutions must deliver a minimum level of education corresponding to the master level. As it is the case for the Erasmus Mundus joint masters, certain requirements apply. For example, the provision of a valid Erasmus charter for higher education. If you are interested in applying in the Erasmus Mundus action, the European Commission Funding and Tender portal is the place to go. Please search under the acronyms EMDM and EMJM, and there you will find all the information about the past and ongoing calls for proposals. Please also consult carefully the Erasmus Plus program guide for more details and information about all the requirements and the eligibility criteria. Finally, you can contact us directly in the mailbox provided here. Thank you for your attention.